guys, this is Rosita Applebaum and I'm here with a demo slash first impressions review, and today I'm going to be demoing and trying out the Dior Star Foundation, and this has been getting a lot of hype and attention here on YouTube. So I have mine in the shade 31 and I'm actually heading off to work in about 10-15 minutes. So I'm going to be applying this on my face and then working about 8-9 hours, taking the train, coming back, and all that jazz. I'm not going to be wearing a primer with this. I want to see how long this is going to last. I want to see if it's truly as oily as people are claiming it to be. I have pretty normal skin, but I love a dewy finish. I don't mind looking a little luminous. I just think it complements my skin. But yeah, I've been hearing a lot of negative reviews about this, but also really positive reviews from dry skin girls. So let's see how this holds up. So I'm going to go ahead and clip my hair back. And I just woke up about 30 minutes ago, so excuse my puffy face. And I probably had a couple of drinks too many last night. I was having some wine with my best friend, so maybe that's why I woke up a little puffy. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and apply some lip balm. This is the Dior Lip Glow, and I'm just gonna moisturize these lips because they're looking a little dry, girl. And I'm not sure if the camera's picking it up, but I do have a couple of pimples, a couple of friends here on my forehead. Just a little bit of redness. I have a pimple here, so I'm gonna go ahead and shake it. One great thing about this foundation is that it has a pump, and I love that. And I also love the clear packaging because I can see how much damage I've done to my foundation. My beauty blender is damp, so I'm gonna go ahead and just do 2 pumps, which is normally what I would do. I'm gonna go ahead and see how far this will last on my face. So I did 2 pumps, but it looks kind of a little bit, so I'm just gonna dot this on my face here. I got color matched at Sephora, so hopefully this is my color. But first thing I'm noticing is really good coverage. So I don't know if you guys can see that, but it just totally covered up any redness I had there. This foundation feels really thin. It feels really fresh. I really want a full coverage face today, so I did another pump and a half here just because I want to really see how this is going to cover up and how it's going to last with a full face. But I'm noticing that this foundation is nice and cold, and I don't know if it's because it's sitting in my room and it's cold in here, but I don't know, it just feels really fresh and nice on my skin. So this gave me really great coverage, but I feel like the color is just a little bit too dark. It's a pinch too dark. So the foundation has really good coverage, but it's not really doing anything for my pores. My pores are still pretty visible on my nose and on my cheeks. Normally I would wear a primer no matter what under a foundation. Sometimes the foundation just sits on the skin as soon as you put it on, but then as the day goes by it kind of just melts right in, or looks a little bit more blended, or your pores start to kind of minimize a little bit. But I do notice that all the redness on my face is pretty much gone. You can still see the bumps, but there's no redness to my face, and I look pretty even. And the finish is, it kind of just looks pretty natural. I wouldn't say it's a matte finish, and I wouldn't say it's a dewy finish. It's like a Debbie matte or a satin natural finish. It's really just looks like my skin. So I really like that. So thumbs up for that. It doesn't look too cakey. It just looks pretty even and nice. So I'm gonna do my really quick work face right now, and I'll be right back. So I added some lipstick, mascara, a little bit of highlight. I'm using the Urban Decay Naked Illuminated. That's what I have on my cheeks. I'm also wearing Margin blush, and my lips are Japanese Maple by MAC. So I'm gonna head off to work, and I'm not gonna be checking in the middle of work just because I feel like there's really no point. I'm just gonna check in when I get back. So I'll be getting out at 9:30. I'll probably be home by 10:30, and it's 11:30, so maybe 10:30, depending on if I get off work on time. But one thing I look for in a foundation is if the bronzer and blush can look nice over top without any powder in between, and this foundation definitely did that for me. My blush looks on point, my bronzer went on really smoothly, even my concealer went on really nicely. So if you want to see how this foundation holds up, then keep on watching. Hi guys, so I'm back and it is currently 12:38 and I have not touched up. I have not touched my makeup since I believe I put it on at 11 or 11:30, so it's been over 10 hours and the makeup still is on my face despite not having a primer and not touching up or blotting or doing any of that. On camera the foundation still looks pretty good, but here when I'm looking in the mirror it kind of has rubbed off of my nose, my chin. My pimples are kind of seeping through the foundation. It doesn't look as flawless. I will say that my blush is still partially on, as well as my highlight. But my nose is like super duper oily right now. Let me show you. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a Shiseido oil blotting sheet to see if the makeup is going to look better while I blot, or if the makeup's going to come off on the sheet. So the oil blotting sheet did take off some of the foundation, and I don't know if you can see that, but it's pretty gross. It definitely looks a lot better now that I have blotted my face. I would say that this foundation would benefit someone with really dry skin. I love me a dewy finish, but this is borderline grease ball. Like, I'm feeling really, really shiny, and I'm not sure if it's because I didn't use a primer. I normally would use a primer with any foundation, or because I didn't set it with a finishing powder or a translucent powder. I didn't set it with any type of powder. Normally I'll like touch up throughout the day, especially if I'm gonna be at work, running around, sweating, you know, just on the go, like, you know, touching my face for whatever reason, putting on my shirt, taking it off, because I do change my shirt for work. So normally I would wear a finishing powder. For me, not wearing a finishing powder or a primer, I would say the foundation definitely has, you know, stood its ground. I don't know if you guys can notice, but my pimple over here is kind of shining through, and you can kind of see it coming out. It has an SPF of 30, which is great because you do want an SPF in your foundation, just because if you're going to be wearing it daily, you definitely want to protect your face from the sun. Foundations with a high SPF normally will cause a flashback when you take pictures with flash. So when you take a picture with flash, if you're getting like that white cast, normally it means it has a high SPF. So this has a SPF of 30. So I'm going to go ahead and take a picture with flash of myself and see if it does that kind of like white cast, ghostly white face because of the foundation. Here's a photo with flash. It actually photographs really, really pretty and natural. It looks really good. There's not much flashback. You know, my skin tone looks a little pale, but definitely not like a really strong white cast. It's funny because someone commented saying that this foundation is called the selfie foundation or the picture foundation just because it photographs so well. And I definitely agree with that. Every picture that I took with this foundation on today looked flawless. Like, you couldn't even see the pimple. It looked amazing. The color did look a tad too dark, and at first I did think the foundation was a bit dark for me, but now that I'm looking at it, I don't know if it's because some of it has rubbed off, but it looks pretty much on point to my skin tone. This I have in the color Sand, which is 31. 32 was too rosy for me, and 30 I think was a little too light, but I might just get a sample of 30 to see if it's a better match for me. A lot of girls said that this was oxidizing on them. Basically, as the day went on, the foundation got darker, or it looked darker. On me, that didn't really happen. It pretty much blended in as the day went on, so I felt like it looked more and more natural as the day went on. I was so tempted to just take some toilet paper and blot my nose. I literally didn't carry any powder with me, but I was so self-conscious about the shine on my nose and forehead that it was driving me insane. I'm gonna go ahead and read to you what Sephora says on their website. This foundation is available at Sephora, both online and in stores, and again, it runs for $50 and it has free shipping. So I'm going to read to you what it says. It says it's a lightweight foundation with broad spectrum SPF 30 that brightens, evens skin tone, and reduces the appearance of dark spots. It's inspired by the professional illuminating techniques and expertise of its makeup artists. Dior offers its first brightening foundation. This weightless fluid makeup is capable of recreating the spectacular and perfecting light of Dior's studios. Infused with hollow silica beads that capture and diffuse light in a correcting halo that doesn't leave skin looking shiny. The color filler pigments neutralize skin tone imbalances, and the anti-light trap skincare ingredients help reduce the appearance of dark areas, pigment spots, and redness. So I definitely agree with the fact that it neutralizes your skin tone, definitely reduces any redness, but I wouldn't agree that it is anti-shine or it doesn't leave your skin looking shiny. It definitely left my skin looking shiny, especially my nose. For the rest of my face, it looks pretty natural, pretty matte, but my nose, I felt like a clown. Like, I just thought like my nose was like a Crisco. Sephora's website currently offers 14 shades of this Dior foundation, and I would definitely recommend this for someone who has pretty good skin and who has dry skin. This is not an oily girl skin foundation. Definitely not. The YSL one, you can kind of get away with it, the YSL Touche Eclat foundation, but this bad boy right here is not for anyone with a slight oiliness. I would say just normal and dry skin can get away with this, because even me, who has pretty normal skin, was really self-conscious about the shine that it left me. So if you have dry skin, now that winter's approaching, your skin might be changing, it might get drier. If you're looking for a foundation that's gonna look natural and it's not gonna cling on to any dry patches, I would definitely recommend this. Now, I did exchange my Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation for this, and I'm kind of regretting it. Now, the Giorgio Armani, I believe, was breaking me out, but I don't feel like I gave it enough time. I got a pretty bad breakout from the Armani, or so I thought. I'm not sure. I was trying out a whole bunch of things, but I'm pretty sure it was that. And I just acted rationally and just exchanged it for this. And I kind of miss my Giorgio Armani because that left a really nice finish. It wasn't oily. It was more of a matte finish, but it was a natural finish with like luminous. This is more of a natural finish with shine, like literal shine. I'm gonna be trying this out with a brush. I'm gonna also try it out with different types of primers. Perhaps the Smashbox Pore Filling Primer. That one kind of has a mattifying effect. I'm gonna try it out with that primer tomorrow. And I'm also gonna try setting it with a translucent powder, or with my Benefit Hello Flawless, or Makeup Forever Duo Matte Powder. Something to keep my nose matte, because the rest of my face, I really like how it looks. I hope it doesn't break me out. It is leaving me shiny and oily, so usually that means I'm gonna break out, but so far I didn't feel any like tingles or irritation. The consistency isn't too runny, and it's not too like sticky or dry or thick, but it blends out really pretty. So as you can see here, this hand has no foundation on it and this one does. The foundation does run on the more orangey side, but it does give you really nice coverage, and it feels really soft. This does have a scent. It's kind of like a rose or floral scent, so if you don't like scents, I wouldn't recommend this foundation. It's not like repulsing, it's not strong. I personally don't mind the scent, but you could smell it once you're applying it, but after that, as the day goes on, you definitely don't smell anything. I really don't have any negatives to say other than the fact that it didn't keep me like matte or not so shiny throughout the day. But again, I'm gonna try it different ways. So far I really like this. I'm not in love with it. I don't feel like this is like my holy grail of holy grail foundations, but it's nice. It's a nice finish. I love the bottle. I love the packaging. I love that it has a pump. It is pretty pricey, $50, but I'm the type of person that doesn't mind spending or splurging on a foundation. So I feel like I'm gonna go back and get the Giorgio Armani and give it one more try. I absolutely love the YSL Touche Eclat. This is probably my holy grail foundation of all time. This one and the Lancome Take Miracle, and yeah, those two are my absolute favorites. But this one, I'm okay with it. I like it. For now, it's alright. I'm going to try it a couple of different times and see if it's really worth it, or see if anything changes. I'll keep you guys posted and updated with that. Definitely give me a thumbs up for this video, because I'm filming at 1 o'clock in the morning knowing that I have work tomorrow at 11. So definitely trooped it out for you guys, and I really just wanted to get this video out there. You guys said you wanted to see it. You guys loved the finish of it when I posted a picture on Instagram. So let me know what's your holy grail foundation. I want to try the Estee Lauder one again, the long wear foundation. I definitely want to try out the Giorgio Armani one more time. Even though I returned it, I like want it back so bad. And yeah, I want to try the Dior Forever, I believe it's called, and a couple of other foundations. But let me know what works for you. I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye guys. Hi guys. Well, my baby man.